Okay. All right. So in the last conversation, we started chasing, attracting, and all that. Now, this is the part two, right? And we're going to go straight into another big word that we say every time. And this word is investment. Okay. This is another big word that we say in relationships. And by investment, I mean the the actual amount of time, effort, attention, energy, emotion, and resources that someone is willing to put into something. That's it. So when someone says he needs to invest in me, that is not necessarily talking about money because I know my girl is, yeah, we like money. Yeah, we know. I know. Okay. I do too, right? But that's a joke. So when someone says investment, it does not necessarily mean money. They are also talking about effort. Okay. Does he remember the things you told him? See, I've had some men that are they're so good at this. Like, does it make time? Some men make time for you. Like, does he does he see through you? Does he make plans for you? Does he check in when you look sad? Does he pay attention? Does he care about your experience? Does he sometimes or most times inconvenience himself for you? Because you see, there's something I've noticed a lot, right? Or I've observed. People tend to value what they participate in. Now, not always, but often, right? If I'm contributing and you're contributing, they will value it. But when you put your time into something and the other person is putting nothing, the other person may not feel it. But when both parties put their energy into something, their attention goes into that thing. Okay, they pay attention to it. Now, when you put your energy, your attention, and everything, you become psychologically connected to that thing. Okay, because you feel like you're participating in that thing, and that's where mutual efforts also matters. That's one of the things that you can't just overlook. You can't be doing everything if you don't have the opportunity to experience what it feels like to build something with me. Then you can't really be invested in that thing. Okay, if I'm the one building it for you, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And then I get upset because you're not attached to what I've built. Girl, you cannot, again, you can't. Relationship is too heavy for one person to carry. You can't build the entire relationship and then complain that it didn't help you build it. You, baby girl, you have to leave room for him to participate, okay? That's information. When you leave room for him to participate and he doesn't make a move, that's information. And that is where I want us to also challenge another dating rule. Okay. The dating rule of, never make the first move. Okay. If you're dating, if you're together, if you're seeing each other, I don't completely agree with that. Okay. Now, sometimes you should, sometimes, but most times don't. Okay. If you see that a man likes you, you can say hi. Okay. Or you can put yourself in the, I mean, there's so many things. You can just walk past him and give him just, you know what I'm saying. But if you, again, I said, if you see that a man likes you, not a man that is not interested in you. If you want to talk to a man that wants to talk to you, go ahead and talk to him. Some men are shy. I'm telling you. If you think the guy is cool, calm, collected, fine, attractive, hello, then you don't have to pretend to be blind. Okay. Some of us are attracted to fine boys, and it's okay, right? Anyway, that's a joke, right? You are allowed to be a woman with desire. I am a woman with desires, okay? You are allowed to want something good for yourself because good things attract people. You are sometimes allowed to initiate when you see that the man is interested. The man treats you like, but you see, after you initiate, after you do that initiation, good. After you initiate, you watch. That's the part, okay? You have to sit back, relax. You initiate once, and then you observe. You have to be able to observe, be calm. Do not initiate 10 times and call the 10th response proof that is interested. Give him room, okay? Let him breathe. The guy needs room to breathe, okay? And because the strongest thing you can do after showing interest is nothing, okay? Nothing, nothing. Not because you're playing hard to get, not because you're playing games, not because you're forming or you're pretending, but because you have already communicated. The ball is now in his court. If he wants to play, then he knows where you are, okay? He has your number, so let him be the one to call, okay? He has your phone number, let him be the one to text. Do not text him over and over and over and over again, and then he's responding to you, and you think there's a connection. No, there's no chemistry, there's no connection, there is nothing, okay? Now, let's talk about the woman who says, but what if he's shy? Okay, I have some shy men that I know that are really, really shy, and that's fair enough, okay? There are some men that are shy. Now, some of them, because of their class, they don't want you to say no to them so that it doesn't bruise their ego and all that, whatever. Some men are shy, right? Some men are socially awkward, okay? If you leave them to themselves, they will never get married. They'll come to this world and they'll go back to their father in heaven without anything, okay? Some men are afraid, like I said, they are afraid of rejection. Some men don't know whether a woman likes them or not. So if they don't know, they will not push. And yes, sometimes a woman may need to know or how to make the first move. So a woman may need to make the first move before he can, you know, do what he needs to do. I'm not denying that, okay? But there is a difference between opening the door for a shy man and dragging this shy man into a relationship with you, okay? There is a difference. You can open the door for him, but do not, don't, don't, please, I beg you, don't drag the man. You can make it easier for him, okay? There are things you can do. If he makes a joke, laugh, smile, eye contact, something, be feminine. If he talks to you, tell him, oh my goodness, I enjoy talking to you. I like your mind. I like the way you think. You can say things like, I would like to speak to you again. I gained so much from this conversation. I love the way you reason. I love the way you talk. Things like that. You can make obvious interest in him, okay? Make the interest really obvious, okay? But after that, please, my baby, let him do something that only he can do, okay? Because if he is interested but shy, this is what would happen normally, okay? Your openness should make it easier for him to move, okay? If he's interested but shy, once you open up to him, it will make it easy for him to move. But if nothing changes, if after showing him that you're interested in him, he doesn't do anything, then you have to consider that maybe the issue isn't shyness. Maybe it's lack of interest, okay? Because a shy guy may not be interested in you and be interested in someone else. And I know, baby girl, I know that one hurts deeply too. Oh my God, I know. But clarity, okay? Clarity is actually, kinder than fantasy, okay? Here's another thing. Sometimes women chase because they have anxiety, they're anxious, okay? And by anxious. I mean, you're you're uncomfortable with uncertainty. So you start doing things to reduce that discomfort. Okay. You text because you not heard from him. You text because he's not reaching out to you. And you ask him, are we okay? Is everything okay? Are you good? Are we good? Now, when it crosses that line and you're now asking, do you still like me? What do you think about me? What do you think about dating me? What do you think about falling in love with me? Why haven't you called me? Did I do something to upset you? Are you upset with me? Are you losing interest in me? And every time you ask that, you get a reassurance and then you feel better. But I'm going to hurt you with the truth because you only feel better for 5 minutes at most. Sometimes it's less than that. Sometimes you only feel better for 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 90 seconds, okay? Or 65 seconds. And then the anxiety comes back again because what you want is not for him to respond. What you want is for him to be the one to reach out. And now you text him again. And now you're really pursuing a relationship from a man that is not interested in being in a relationship with you. You're pursuing reassurance, okay? You're pursuing affection, and that's different. That's, I know it's hard, but this is where some women become extremely active in the early stages of dating. Okay, they're dating the man and they're trying to control uncertainty. They want to know, do you like me? Do you, are you, but really, let's be honest with ourselves. Dating itself is wired to contain uncertainty. That's what makes it interesting. Let's be honest with ourselves. You don't know how someone feels about you yet, okay? And that is the whole point of getting to know them. That is the sweetness in dating, okay? That's what gives you the dopamine, okay, and everything, right? You don't need to eliminate uncertainty. Immediately you start dating someone. No, 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 no. Let it breathe. Men needs to go through their own cycle, okay? You need to know that you have to tolerate it long enough. That uncertainty should be there, and you have to tolerate it long enough to gather information. And that is where you have to be emotionally mature. That's emotional maturity, okay? And by emotional maturity, I mean, excuse me, I mean your ability to be able to feel something without immediately allowing it to control your behavior. Okay, you can feel that thing, but you don't allow it control your behavior. You don't allow it control your behavior. You can miss him without texting him 5 times. Okay, and just text him once. You know, just say something. Okay, you can like him extremely deeply, have deep affection for him without planning your wedding. And this gets me like, you can be excited without assuming that is your husband. The man has only collected your number. You're already picking wedding colors. You need to calm down, okay? You can be nervous without interrogating this man. You can wait, okay? You can wait, even if you want him, because you can want him without abandoning yourself to get him, okay? You don't have to abandon everything you're doing because you want the man. That's maturity. That's growing up. You need it, okay? It's very important. And I think that's where the real conversation should even be. That's the real conversation that we should even be having. Not how do I make a man chase me, or how do I make him like me? How do I make a man that is not interested in me? How do I trick him, teach me the things to do? How do I look at him and do all these things? But no, that's not the question. The question should be, how do I stay grounded? Oh my God, I feel like speaking in tongues. How do I stay grounded while I am getting to know someone? Okay. Because you see, if you have to manipulate someone into pursuing you, then you have to ask yourself, what have you actually accomplished or achieved? Okay. You you got the behavior, yes. But did you get the desire? Every woman should desire to be loved by a man who desires to be with her. It's sweet. I'm telling you. And that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Did you get the behavior or you got the desire? And you see, this is why I'm not a fan of all these dating tricks. Teach me how to make the man, how to this, how to that. Now, some men are already used to these things that even when you do them, they think you're playing games. Okay, don't respond for 4 hours. Post this picture, make him jealous, tell him another man wants you. Yes, you can do all of that if if they are true. Okay, if you're busy, you can disappear if you're busy. If I'm working, I won't be on the phone texting you. Okay, let him wonder. I know, but you see, you don't have to do it as a game, girl. See, let me tell you one truth. Okay, if a relationship requires this much strategy and all that before you've even gotten to the first month, I'm tired already. I can't do all of these things. I can't. I'm a very busy woman. So any man that is chasing me knows that I'm busy. I'm truly busy. I don't want a relationship where I have to constantly manage another person's perception of me. No, I want to know if you like me. Okay. Do you like me? I know that, yes, everything, you need strategy. I know that. Okay. You cannot be available to a man 24/7. No, that's bad. Okay. But you need to get a life. You need to be grounded. You need to be busy. But I want to know if a man is willing to show me if he likes me. So, do you like me? Yes. Do you desire to be with me? Are you willing to show me? And if the answer is yes, that's beautiful. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's breathtaking. That's heavenly. Then let's get to know each other. But you see, if the answer is no, 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 then there's no point. You see, if the answer is no, it's still beautiful, but there's no point. Okay, it may hurt you. I know it hurts. I know, but I can survive a no. Okay, I'd rather survive a no than a yes that is filled with lies. What I don't want is to spend time, months, or years negotiating with somebody's potential. No, that's draining. It will put you in a messy situation. You don't want it, I promise you. Now let's talk about where I want women to think really careful and be really careful. To think really deeply and be really careful. Okay. Do not use the word I shouldn't chase him as an excuse to become passive. Okay. You now want to sit back, you don't want to go out, you don't want to, no man is going to come to see you in your father's house. Because that's another extreme. You don't go to church, you don't go to club, you don't go for parties, you don't do anything. No. I don't want you to be obsessed with not chasing. Okay. And I don't want you to be obsessed with chasing. I want you to communicate. I want you to, if you like him, let him know you like him, okay? But you can wait, okay? He can also wait, and then you both like each other. But if a man waits and the woman waits and you both like each other and nobody makes a move, nobody says anything, and then 6 months later, she's like, men don't approach me anymore. Okay, okay. But what happened? Girl, what happened? Because maybe he maybe he thought you weren't interested. That's just I'm going to be honest with you. There has to be some middle ground. The man is talking to you, you have to show him that you're interested in talking to him. And that's the middle ground that I'm talking about. That middle ground is clarity without overly pursuing him or over pursue. Okay. You can say, oh, I like you. I like the way you talk. I like the way you think. You don't have to say I love you, okay? I like the way you talk. I like listening to you. I like learning from you. You can say things like, "Oh my God, I wish I could see you tomorrow so we can continue this conversation." Men love it when you learn from them. I promise you. They want to teach you what they know. So you can use that. And then you will now see, when you say that, you see if it makes it happen. Okay, you can make your interest known. You just don't have to do all the work. If you have a conversation with a man, maybe at church, and you're interested in him, you can tell him, "Oh my God, I have another question. Can we continue?" Now, when you make your interest known and the man pursues you, that is the sweet spot. Okay. Before I go, let's talk about the fear behind chasing. Okay, because sometimes it's not even about the man. La- let's just be honest with ourselves. That's the truth. Sometimes it's just about what is rejection means to you. Okay, it's not you liking the man. It's what happens to you when the man rejects you. Okay, if I don't pursue him, I might lose him. Sometimes you will say that to yourself, yeah. But I need you to ask yourself, if I have to pursue someone constantly and over again to prevent them from losing interest in me, or to prevent losing them, do I actually want them? Do I actually have them? Because I know that it's a very tough question. I know, but sometimes we can call it fighting for love. Okay, we say, "Oh, I'm just fighting for the love that I want. I'm just doing." I know. But sometimes we are not fighting for love. We're actually fighting against someone's lack of interest, especially if the man is, he has the looks, he has the money, he has the class and everything. What it means when he rejects you is what is paining you. Now, when you fight for a relationship, you need to be sure you're fighting for a relationship where two people actually want the relationship. And that's why I said participation is very important. Do not fight to convince someone that you want him or you want the relationship. That's a lot. That's messy. That's stressful. Okay? If you fight for a relationship where the two of you want the relationship, that is partnership. If you fight for a relationship where only one person wants the relationship, that's persuasion. And by persuasion, what do I mean? You mean I mean I said it mean. I mean, you're trying to change someone's mind or someone else's mind or behavior through a repeated influence. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing, the games and everything. And girl, you don't have to build your love life around persuasion. It's a lot. It's too much. You don't want to be there, just sit back and you're thinking, how can I make him see my value? No, I don't want to make you see my value. If you want to see my value, I want you to see my value. Okay? I don't want you sitting there and say, how can I make him commit? No, I don't want to make you commit. I want you to have the desire to commit to me. Okay? How can I make him realize what he has? No. And that's why you're dating a man and you're going to his house, you're doing his dishes, you're washing his clothes, you're scrubbing the floor. How can I make him miss me? And then you disappear for 6 hours. If you're truly busy, please disappear. If not, okay. But how about you just ask yourself, you know, it, I just want him to see it, okay? Just see it, just recognize it, okay? How about you let him choose it? That's better, okay? Because yes, I know that people can overlook you. I know people can make mistakes. I know that, when two people are involved, things happen. But you don't need to spend your life or the rest of your life or a whole part of your life auditioning for somebody. You want to show him desperately that you're a wife material. No, please and please do not do that. Okay. And see, this brings me back to the original statement that the second I chase a man first, the dynamics of dating can flip. Yes, yes, absolutely. It can. Okay. Because the man is wired to pursue, the man wants to conquer, the man was built and made to conquer. Okay. But it doesn't change. Dynamics of dating doesn't change because a woman became less valuable. Not because men automatically lose respect. No. And it's definitely not because the masculine energy disappears from the universe. No. But men are wired to chase, okay? And see, all these things that I said, no, they're too simple. Mm-mm, that's not the main reason. The dynamic can flip because the distribution of pursuit now changes, okay? The dynamic can flip because now you're doing everything and he's doing nothing. So if I pursue you and then continue pursuing you, and then you simply just respond as a man, then there's a problem. That should be something you are receiving as a woman, okay? It's supposed to be in your feminine energy. If see, if a man positions himself as a pursuer, he would enjoy it. He loves it. And then you have to position yourself as the receiver. The man loves a man that loves you would want to do things for you. Because once that pattern becomes established and you're the one pursuing him, it can become difficult to change. More like cement when it's still wet and all that. The moment it becomes solid or the moment it solidifies, it's hard because people can become comfortable. They can become very comfortable. You know, you're the one that is always texting and all that. So he may start expecting you to text. You made him comfortable, so he's expecting it because, like I said, two people cannot chase at the same time. There will be a crash. If you're the one planning all the dates, he may stop planning. Okay. You need to trust him. You need to let him lead. You need to let him make the move. If you're always the one checking in, then he may stop checking in. It's just human, okay? It can happen to you too. And it is not necessarily because it's evil. No, it's not necessarily because the guy is evil or what he's doing is evil. It's because the relationship has taught him that this is how we operate here. Okay. You have taught him that you don't have to do anything for me. You can just sit back, relax, and receive from me and let me do all the things. If you don't like the pattern, then you have to you have to stop reinforcing it at the very beginning. Okay, don't wait until the guy gets used to it and then you want to change. The guy will think, oh, he will not like it. Okay. And you don't have to change it dramatically. You don't have to change it with an announcement. You don't have to say, oh, no, I'm done chasing you. You know this women drama. No, don't send that. Okay. You don't have to send him a text and say, you don't do anything. No. Just stop over functioning. Okay. Just stop. And by over functioning, what do I mean? Stop doing more than your share to keep the relationship alive. Stop doing more than your share to keep something alive. Okay. Let the relationship breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Let it breathe. Okay. Let him have room to contribute. Okay. Let him have room to do things for you. Let him reveal himself. You need to know him. You need to. You need to. You need to. You have to. Okay. And here is my rule, right? And well, here's my rule, okay? You may want to try it, okay? Show interest once, just once, and then observe reciprocity. That's it. You do not have to become cold, and you do not have to become passive, and you do not, of course, you do not have to become unavailable, and you do not have to play hard to get. Like I said, if you're grounded, you're truly busy, then be busy. If you're not busy, then don't play hard to get. You don't have to pretend that you don't care because you do care, okay? You just have to stop pushing something that is not moving forward, okay? Or not moving towards you, all right? Because you see, there is a huge difference between, like I said before, opening a door or a window or a car and then pushing someone through it. Okay, when you open the car, you let someone come in. When you push, that's something else. Okay, open the door, smile, say hello. Okay, it doesn't kill. Talk to him, show him you're interested in him. Not that you love him, but the things that he says, the things that he does, things that he says, and all that. And watch, does it walk through? Does it take your hand? Does it come closer to you? Does he make an effort at all? Does he ask questions about you? Is he interested in you? Does he ask questions about, you ask questions about, oh, where you came from and all that. Those little, what do you do? He's interested in you. If he doesn't ask any of those, my darling, does he make plans for you? Does he create opportunities to see you? And does it show you consistency? I know that this word consistency. And by consistency, I mean when his behavior doesn't change or completely change every time his mood changes, okay? His mood, I'm not in a good mood, so I don't want to talk to you today. Mm-mm. By consistency, I mean it doesn't disappear. It doesn't disappear for 3 days and then come back with, hey, stranger. No, at, at least he should want to talk to you on a daily basis, all right? He should want to talk to you. I don't think you should be dating a man that will disappear on you for 3 days except he's sick or dead. Now, consistency means that there's interest and some stability to it. It doesn't mean he texts you every 5 minutes. I expect him to have a life, but it means you do not constantly have to wonder where you stand, okay? You do not have to constantly wonder if you're with him or not with him. Does he like me? Does he not like me? No. And my beautiful ladies, please, 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 please. You see this word, I can't finish, I won't end this video until we talk about chemistry. See this chemistry, another big word. Do not confuse chemistry with compatibility, okay? And by chemistry, I mean, you see that feeling of attraction, that feeling of excitement, tension, or that curiosity that you have, that feeling where you're thinking, oh my God, why do I like this man so much? That's chemistry, okay? That's chemistry. Yeah. The one that gives you anxiety, that's chemistry. That chemistry. I don't even know why they call it chemistry. Huh? Is it because of acid and base reaction? Whatever. Compatibility is different. Okay, compatibility is, can we actually live well together? Are we compatible? Are we compatible? Are we compatible? Does our values work? Do we communicate well? Do we want similar things in life? Okay, if you're looking to marry someone and the person does not want kids and you want kids, then that's a no-no. Okay, if the person wants to live here and you want to live there, well, I don't know, but can can we handle conflict? Okay, does it disappear when there is conflict? Are we emotionally available to each other? You have to ask yourself if your lifestyles make sense together. Okay, these are deeper questions that chemistry, because see, you can have an incredible chemistry with someone who would make an absolute partner, absolute terrible, messy partner. Okay? You can have chemistry with someone that can destroy you. Seriously. And sometimes you see, chasing happen because the chemistry is intense. You're you're addicted to the feeling, you're addicted to how it makes you feel, not necessarily to the person. Okay? Sometimes you don't even like the person, just like the feeling of being with this person because of what the person represents. You don't even know him well enough to know whether you actually like him. You just like how he makes you feel. You like what being with him represents to you. Maybe he's a successful man and choosing you will make everybody think you're whatever, right? But that's different. So please slow down, take a chill pill because you're going to need it. You're going to need that chill pill. Ask yourself, is he interested? Don't ask yourself, is he my person? You can simply say, am I what what happens if all of this is gone? Okay? Observe him. You have to observe him, okay? That's it. You and you see, I'm going to say something, okay? If you're a woman that already chased, I don't want you to shame yourself. That's why I paused before I continued. If you already chased the man, please do not accuse it. Do not kill yourself. No, no. Please. You're not stupid because everybody, we all don't know. We all make mistakes, okay? You're not stupid. You're not desperate. You're not less valuable. You may not know, but now you do, okay? You probably just liked someone and you got excited, okay, about that, which is okay. And you wanted to see where it could go, and that's human. That makes you human, okay? Some of us are not attracted to people, we are chasing money, okay? Everybody's always chasing something, all right? So the important thing is what you do next, okay? You don't have to suddenly become so cold or uninterested. No, you don't have to punish him for what he didn't do, and you definitely don't have to disappear. No, and you don't have to regret or let yourself be filled with regret or something. No, you this one thing, please don't. Please, I beg you, I beg you. You do not have to send a long paragraph explaining how you've realized that you've been the one chasing. Please, I'm begging you. I can go on my knees. Don't do that. Just sit back, relax, and rebalance. Okay. If you've been the one initiating every conversation, stop. Stop initiating every conversation. Okay. Stop initiating every conversation. If you've been the one planning all the dates, stop planning all the dates. Okay. Leave room for him to plan. And this is not because you want to manipulate him, but because you want to do what is right. Okay. If you have been the one constantly checking in on him, go live your life. You need it. Your life needs you. Okay. This life needs you. All right. And then sit back and watch. That's all. You don't need to manipulate him. You don't need to disappear. You don't need, let him in. If he texts you, respond. I'm not going to teach you to wait for 24 hours because the goal is not to make him chase you. The goal is to actually find out whether he wants something from you, whether he wants to come towards you. You want to find out if you lean back, will he lean towards you? If you sit back, will he lean towards you? Or if you anyways, you understand what I'm saying? So this is the part that I want you to also remember. Girlies, I love you. I love you so much that I have to say this to you. You, my beautiful Barbie girl, do not have to perform indifference to make someone interested. Okay? If you if you have to perform or pretend that you don't care just so he will care, that is not the relationship I want from you. Okay? I don't care to know if he cares. No, you don't have to play all of those games. Okay? I want you to be able to say, I want you to be able to say, I just, and you're not going to go to me and say, I like you. No, you can say things like, oh, I like you. I like how you think. I like how you talk. You seem like an interesting person. Something like that. You can say it and you will still have boundaries. Okay? You can tell him, oh, I would like to talk to you. I like it when I talk to you. I learn a lot from you. I would like to see you or I want to see you. And you will still have standards. Okay? I want you to be able to say, I know you don't want me to say this, but I'll say it anyways. I want you to be able to say, I miss you and still have self control when it comes over. Okay? I am attracted to you and still be able to walk away if the relationship isn't healthy for you. That, my girlies, is power, not pretending. Okay? Not games, not manipulating or doing all of these things, manipulation and all these things that you can't sustain. Because if you do all of these things, the moment you fall in love with the man and the man falls in love with you, your true character will start showing. That's the truth. Okay? It is called self-control. You need self-control. And by self-control, I mean I can want something very badly without allowing the desire to make all my decisions for me. Okay? You can say that to yourself, write it on the wall, write it on your notepad. Right? That is the kind of woman I want you to become. Because the strongest person in dating or in relationship is not, I can make him chase me. No, you don't have to make him chase you. That doesn't make you strong. Yeah, it might make you look strong, but it doesn't make you necessarily strong. Okay? Not I can make him chase me, but I can like you deeply. I can want to be with you and still open my eyes and observe you clearly. That's different. Okay, that's completely different. Okay, you can be attracted to him and still watch his attitude, his behavior. Okay, okay, look at how he treats you when he's angry, when he's upset. Okay, you can be excited about him and still move really, 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 really slowly. Okay, you can, you can, you can like him, you can hope and still pay attention to reality. Okay, hope is not bad, even though yeah, hope can be bad sometimes, but pay attention to reality. You can even initiate sometimes and still expect that it would reciprocate. Reciprocity is very important. Okay, and you can love someone. Yes, I know love is a big word, I know. You can love someone without abandoning yourself. Oh my God. You can love someone. Even the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. So, yes, should we make the first move? Yes, absolutely, if you want to. Okay. But there are ways you do it. There are ways you tell a man you like him without telling him, not going to him and say, hey, big man, big, charming, tall, dark, handsome man, I like you. No. Mm-mm. Show interest, okay? Do not manufacture interest. Just show it, okay? And don't force him, don't drag him into it. You can also create an opportunity for both of you to talk, okay? But you don't create the entire relationship. You can you can communicate with him, but don't convince him, okay? And again, I'm going to say this again, open the door, okay? You can open the door wide open, but do not drag him. Don't put a rope on his neck and say, is it that you come in or I no. And once you have made your interest clear, watch what happens next. Trust me. Once you've made your interest clear to the man, now sit back, relax, and watch what happens because that is where the real information is. Okay. Maybe, maybe he steps forward. Okay. That's beautiful. And you know that now you have something to explore. But if it doesn't, that's also good, although that's painful, but it's information as well. Okay. But now, and now you know that maybe he likes you, but he isn't ready, or maybe he doesn't like you at all. It's still information. And if he likes you, but he's not ready, again, that's information, a very important information. Okay. Now, sometimes he may like you, but is inconsistent. All right. That is also information. You need to go into your dating life with pen and paper and pay attention to information. Okay. If he talks to you and he's excited about you for 2 days and he disappears, that's information. If it starts and if he wants to start and he starts pursuing you naturally, that's also information. The goal is not to force the outcome you want. The goal is to collect enough truth to decide whether this person belongs in your life. Again, the goal is not to force the result, but to collect enough information to know whether this person even belong in your life in the first place. That right there is dating intelligence. Okay. And that is one thing that I want women to develop. dating intelligence, not tricks, not games, not how to make him obsessed or how to make him fall in love with me that he can't stand up. No, you need dating intelligence, because when you have dating intelligence, when you're intelligent, when you know what to look out for, when you know how to regulate your emotion, when you know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, you know the right things to do at the right time, you do not have to manipulate anybody. Okay, because if you manipulate someone, the truth will always come for you. So you know how to observe, you communicate, you ask questions. Okay, you pay attention to details, you pay attention to him, to the things he does, you notice patterns, and then you make your decisions. Okay, whether you go after him or not, you still have to notice and pay attention to all of these things. So if you're currently talking to a man and you're wondering, should I text him or should I not text him, should I call, should I not call, should I just, I need you to please, before you send the next message or before you call him, ask yourself one question. Why am I doing this? Am I reaching out because I genuinely want to communicate with him, or am I reaching out because I'm uncomfortable with the silence? Because that right there is the most powerful question that you can ask yourself. And if you answer yourself truthfully and you genuinely want to talk to him, you want to, you're interested in him, you want to hear from him because you have something, maybe you have something valuable to talk about, go ahead and text him. Girl, text him, okay? You are not going to die. I'm not saying you should text him and tell him you're in love with him. No. But text him, okay? Send that text. But if you're texting because why hasn't it texted back, okay, or why hasn't it texted at all? If if the reason you're texting him is because you want to ask yourself, does he still like me? Or if you're texting him because he has not texted you in 3.5 days and now you have anxiety, you're asking yourself, oh, maybe he's losing interest in me. Or you're texting him because, oh my God, this man, I need to remind him that I still exist. Okay, then pause. Okay, stop, please, pause. You need grab a bottle of water and drink, or a glass, because now you're not necessarily communicating, you're managing anxiety. That's what you're doing right now. And please, I am begging you to please, 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 and please pause. Okay, stop, because those are not the same. You're communicating and you're managing anxiety. No, they are not the same. Give yourself a minute, give yourself 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes, 10 minutes rule. Go do something else. Live your life, okay? Go to McDonald's, go and buy yourself fries and Coke or whatever. Let the silence exist, okay? Go and swim, go and run. Because you see, silence, a lot of times, is not rejection. Sometimes silence is just simply space, okay? You give people space, not in a malicious way, but space will give people an opportunity to reveal to you what they would naturally do. And that really is the lesson, okay? Do not be afraid to make the first move. No. Do not be afraid to talk to him if you want to talk to him, but know what to say. Do not be afraid to text him, but know what to text. But be afraid of being the one making every move, okay? Do not be afraid to show him interest, but be careful about constantly proving your interest, okay? Because you won't like that, okay? Now, also, don't be afraid to pursue someone you genuinely like, genuinely. Oh, God, help me. Just don't pursue someone who isn't pursuing you back, okay? Forgive me, I'm getting better. Because love should not feel, and I'm going to say this again, love should not feel like you're running after somebody who is walking away. That's tiring. That's mentally exhausting, physically exhausting. if you have to keep increasing your efforts just to maintain the same level of attention from someone, that is not progress, okay? That's weird. That's bad. Very bad, okay? That's you working harder, and it's a lot, okay? There is no relationship that should require that amount of hard work from one person. It should be from both of them. Relationships shouldn't require one person to work hard and harder and harder and harder just to keep the other person interested. At some point, you have to put the ball down, okay? Put it down, all right? You have tried, you have done your best, I promise you. You have been a good girl. I am proud of you, okay? I need to give you a hug right now and tell you that you're my girl. And see if they pick up the ball, okay? You need to drop the ball and see if they pick up the ball, and that is the test, okay? Not can I make him chase, okay? But if I stop chasing, will he come to me, okay? If I stop chasing, does he still come towards me? Okay. Now, I said it because for some of you that have started chasing, you need to ask yourself, if I stop chasing this man, what happens? And whatever the answer is, please, I need you to believe it. Whatever the answer is, please, I need you to take it as information. Do not manipulate the answer. You don't need another communication. You need to accept the one you already have, because sometimes the answer is exactly what you've been asking God for. Honestly, the universe, your friend, God, the Holy Spirit, TikTok, your therapist, and everybody else has already shown you. You're just afraid to look. I am going to be honest with you, okay? Even right now, as I'm speaking to you, you're telling yourself. So look inward, okay? Please look inward. Not with bitterness, not with ego, not with men are trash, not with men are trash. Just look, okay? Open your eyes and look. If you need to observe, sit back and observe, okay? Observe with clarity of mind, all right? Not with a biased mind. And don't let someone's behavior give you something that you know you don't want to. Because at the end of the day, you don't let someone's behavior give you anxiety. There's something you don't need, because at the end of the day, you don't need to convince the right person to pursue you. That is the truth, okay? You don't. You don't need to manipulate the right person into choosing you. And you definitely, I'm going to tell you the truth. You definitely don't need to become somebody you're not. You see, we need to make a video on this topic. You don't need to become somebody you're not just to keep somebody interested. The person that will be interested in the person that you are, as long as you're getting better, will be interested. You can simply be warm. You can be feminine if that's who you are. You can be direct, okay? You can be playful, okay? You can be soft. You can flirt if you want to, all right? It's not, we're adults, okay? We're not 18, we're not 16, we're not 12. You can initiate. You can tell a man you like him without going to him and say, I like you and you have to like me back. No, there's so many ways to say that. I've said this over and over again. And then you let him show you what he wants to do with that information. Whew, it's been a long day, because that's where the real dating intelligence begins. Okay? And baby girl, I want you to know that I love you. Okay? I love you so much that I'm not going to hide any of these things from you, because really, the difference between chasing a man and simply giving a man the chance to come towards you lies in that dating intelligence that you need. And you see, those two things, they may look similar at first, okay? Because when you chase, you move towards him. When you give him the room to chase, you move towards him. But psychologically, they are completely different. Okay. One is you make the first move and then you sit back. Okay. I don't want you to get that mixed up. Please understand. The second one is you make the first move and you keep on making the move and you keep on making the move until you're exhausted and you cannot even make any move. Right? Whew, and that is the end of our class today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you again in the next conversation. I love you. I love you so much. I want to go and make another video for you because I need you to be okay. Bye for now.